everyone, it's Lexi. In today's video I'm going to be doing a holiday bookish gift guide. So if you are on the market for a book for a loved one or a friend, I kind of have my little rundown list here for you. So I've kind of broken it down basically by kind of like genre. So I'm going to do one for Harry Potter fans, fantasy, historical fiction, non-fiction, and kind of thrillers and crime. So yeah, make sure I'll have everything linked down below so you can go check it out, or just I'll have everything written down below. Linking it takes too long, but I'll have everything written down below, so if you are interested, all the details will be down below. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. For the Harry Potter fan in your life, because it was the 20th anniversary of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, like the book being published, there's been a lot of 20th anniversary editions coming out. So there's Harry Potter, A History of Magic, there's like another one like Harry Potter and, I don't know, the picture will be here. I can't remember the name right now. But then there's also the illustrated editions that came out most recently. It was the Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban illustrated edition, and also an illustrated edition of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So I think if you have a Potter fan in your family or friend, I think this would be a perfect gift for them, because who doesn't love Harry Potter? And just kind of the illustrated editions are just beautifully done, so I cannot recommend them enough. They're just really beautiful. So if you haven't, go see them, go like look at them. They're really good. They're a little bit on the pricey side, but I think the person that you get this for would really appreciate it. Kind of for the fantasy one, I did one that was a little bit unique, and it was one that I read this year that I really loved, and it was The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I read this over the summer and it was amazing. It was something I've had on my shelf for a while now, and it's just taken me so long to pick it up, but when I was like amazed. It basically takes place in the 1800s, where there's this thing called the Night Circus that will come up at the, like, basically without warning. It'll be there, it's only open at night, and it'll disappear after a week or so. So while this is going on, literally the people that attend it know that there is kind of this magician battling going on. So like that's basically the only premise you need to know. But this book was just really unique. So anyone who's a fan of Harry Potter, I think would really like this book. It is very atmospheric, and just the way it was described, I could picture myself in this circus. I could taste the food, I could smell everything around me, and it's a really unique reading experience that I think a lot of people would really like. So I could not recommend this book enough. So for historical fiction, I have two books by the same author. I have The Secret Keeper and then also The Forgotten Garden by Kate Morton. These were books that I read over the summer, and they were just amazing. If you have anyone who really loves history that has like a dual storyline that kind of flashes back between past and present and ties them in together, and with like a sense of mystery, I think this book will be perfect for you. The Secret Keeper takes place kind of during World War II, and then also The Forgotten Garden takes place in the early 1900s in London. So both of them take place in London. One you kind of go through the Blitz, and then the other one's kind of like the higher society, Victorian society, kind of all that. So I think this book was really interesting. I think it's good to go into this book blind, so I'm not going to explain too much of the plot. I do have reviews for those, which I'll have linked down below if you are interested. But yeah, these books are just amazing. I think anyone who's historical fiction would love this book. Love these books. They're just so good. For nonfiction, I have What Happened by Hillary Clinton. If you have anyone in your life who was really upset with the election, I think this book would be really good kind of closure for everything. It kind of is Hillary Clinton's perspective of basically what made her decide to run, to everything from the election trail to the aftermath of it. And I think this book is very powerful, just with how it addresses everything, and how she talks about dealing with everything. It's just really interesting, and I think it's very impactful that way. So if you have anyone who would be interested in it, I think this would be a perfect gift to give. It is very difficult to read sometimes, whereas there's one chapter that talks about, it's called Of Women in Politics, and it talks about the sexism and just kind of the double standards that women have, and how there's basically a system that's set up for women to fail. And it is very frustrating to read, but I think it will empower that reader just to kind of shatter that glass ceiling and just to change the way society thinks. So it is a really good book. So I cannot recommend it enough. It is so good. And then lastly, for kind of thrillers and crime series, I have the Sydney Rose Parnell series. So the first book is Blood on the Tracks by Barbara Nicholas. There's only 2 books out. There's Blood on the Tracks and then Dead Stop, which came out in October, so it won't take them long to be caught up. But basically this book series is very unique compared to the other kind of murder mysteries. It follows a Sydney who is a ex-Marine who has come home from Iraq, and now she is a railroad cop. And what's unique about this is that her basically partner or sidekick is Clyde, who is a canine companion who was like, she knew back in Iraq he was like a military dog, and the owner, who she really loved, passed away, so she adopted him. And what this book does a really good job is shedding light on PTSD and for people who come back from the war, and just how there's not really a lot of good resources out there for them. And it was just really interesting. Sydney is such a complex character that is dynamic and constantly changing, so you get to see her grow basically from the first book to the second book. She's grown so much. So I think this book is an awesome like series to get your friend interested in if they are really into this genre. I think it's really unique, and it's just definitely a standout for me, and the first book was just really gripping, so I cannot recommend it enough. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick holiday kind of bookish guide. So let me know in the comments below what some books are on your wish list, because I think that's always fun to hear. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.